But before we get to all of those guests, I want to talk about the Florida State football situation. This is, again, breaking news. This is a scoop. This is something that in myself, canvassing the media, canvassing the press, looking back in the archives, looking back recently, making phone calls. I haven't seen anybody talking about this specifically or reporting it. But I can tell you for a fact that Sports by Brooks has learned that Deion Sanders, former Florida State Seminole, NFL great, was in large part behind the move to bring Willie Taggart to Florida State as the head football coach. But now, from what I understand, Deion Sanders has been making the rounds, making phone calls, looking for possible replacements now for Willie Taggart. The problem that Deion Sanders has with the Florida State administration and with the trustees is that his credibility now after the Willie Taggart hire is somewhat on the wane. And it's interesting to note that Sanders' son Shiloh at one point seemingly was leaning to Florida State in 2018. Shiloh Sanders is now a college football player at the University of South Carolina. Sanders' son Shiloh was offered a scholarship by Willie Taggart at Florida State, but eventually backed off committing to the Seminoles and moved on to South Carolina. Deion Sanders also has a arrangement with Under Armour, a sponsorship deal, if you will, unto himself. And Florida State is a Nike school. So that possibly was in play when it came to Shiloh Sanders deciding not to go to Florida State. But in all likelihood, it may have been the fact that Willie Taggart didn't look like he might be the long-term answer at Florida State. Thus, Shiloh Sanders moves on, the son of Deion Sanders, to South Carolina. But make no mistake, Deion Sanders has been a puppet master behind the scenes at Florida State. And from what I'm told, my sources are telling Sports by Brooks, that Deion Sanders is the guy who made the call on Willie Taggart. And now he is actively out trying to find possible replacements in the event that Willie Taggart doesn't make it at Florida State. And certainly right now, it doesn't look good. Of course, he's got that ACC schedule. So you would think Florida State's going to right the ship and maybe not play better, but play inferior competition. If that happens, Willie Taggart may make it.